What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you some more of that awesome 40K goodness. Today we are going to be showcasing my Space Marine army, my fan chapter, my fan legion, the fan lore that you guys know as the Celestial Sons. So this Space Marine army was one that I've been working on for a long time. If you don't know, I've got a playlist for it, and if you need more lore and more information on it, I'll link the playlist at the end, but I'll give you just a quick run through. After playing Tau for years and years and years, I really wanted to dive into another army, and I thought about making a Space Marine army, because why not? Everybody plays Space Marines. So I decided to go that route. However, I wanted it to be a little bit different. I didn't want to just play some Space Wolves or Dark Angels, which actually I did buy some models for both of those armies, but I never really felt like I enjoyed them as much as I did. I sold them, and I eventually bought a full army on the Minotaurs. It was a really well painted army, and it just felt pretty bland to me. So I decided to move on to Grey Knights. I really enjoy the lore for Grey Knights. Kaldor Drago is still one of my top 3 favorite characters in all of 40K, because he's just so OP and awesome. But Grey Knights aren't really too handy on the battlefield. They're almost always going to be outdone, not because of like better models, because they're supposed to be elites, but they're going to be outdone because they're not good when it comes to numbers. And Gershwin playing orcs, he's just going to overwhelm me. And that's when I came across the Lost Legions. So the 2nd Legion and the 11th Legion were lost and purged due to the Edict of Obliteration, because they did something so heinous, so crazy, that the Emperor had to erase them from existence. No symbols, nothing could be left in their wake to know that they ever existed. So I thought, this would be perfect. If Gershwin would take on the 2nd Legion, I'd take on the 11th, and we'd give it our own take. I ended up doing more than Gershwin did in this instance, and I was having a tough time to pick out models that kind of made him stand out. For a while, I really wanted to try out the Age of Sigmar Sig Marines is what I like to call them, because they look different and they're pretty cool, but I just thought that their aesthetic wouldn't really mesh too well with the Space Marine stuff, because it's not like, because I wanted to kit bash it and whatnot. But eventually I went towards Forge World. The models from Forge World are slightly different than what you'd see in GW's lineup of just regular Warhammer 40K stuff, and I really like the aesthetic, especially when it came to, I forget what mark it is, but like the helmets that you see on these guys, they just look brand spanking cool. And I was always attracted to this type of armor, so I decided to go that route. Yes, Forge World was going to be a little bit expensive and be a little bit more harder to obtain, since it's overseas and shipping. And yeah, it wasn't going to be an easy task, but it was a task that I was ready to take up. So then slowly I decided to build the lore on my army, because in my opinion that's the one thing that you always want to do when you start an army, is make that army one that you enjoy playing. And to me, I enjoy making stories and having characters and whatnot. So if I really enjoyed the characters, I'd really vibe with this army more, and that's exactly what I did. I went with the whole aesthetic of having a psychically powerful army that was very good in fulmination and pyromancy, which is fire and lightning abilities. And then that kind of evolved throughout the years. Certain characters got renamed, got sent to the trash can, and overall this army has become what it is today. I'm actually in the process of making it quote-unquote Codex official, which is me making the lore 100% set in stone, have the rules 100% set in stone, and basically at the end of the day make my own fan codex for this army. Something that would be pretty awesome to do. So I've been doing just that. Currently I've got 2 chapters set in stone, and I pretty much have the skeleton and a little bit of the meat on the rest of the lore for that. The hard part is basically compiling it and making it into something that I actually like. I've been working on part 3 for like 3 weeks now. I know exactly what I want in my head, but it's just hard to put it in words for this section. Maybe I should just like move on, get other parts done, and then come back to it. But then it won't be in order when I release it on YouTube, and yeah, so that's something that I gotta work on. Another thing that I was going to mention about this army is that I did not paint it myself. I did not model it myself. I am not a very good handyman, I guess you can call it that. I don't have a steady hand, so painting is not for me. Like, I'm very, very basic when it comes to painting things. I painted my very first Tau army in yellows and blacks, and I never really understood highlighting and texturing and whatnot. I tried to look at Gersh's tips and tricks and stuff that you'd see him post and try to recreate what he did, and I never got the right effects. And eventually life happened, and you got busier, school, work, you know, family, wife, all that stuff, and time just got in the way. It's like currently I struggle to put out videos every day, which is why I don't do it every day, and like putting out videos, you know, living life, going to work, coming back home, spending time with the family, and then having to paint and build. I feel like that's something that I can't put my time 100% into it, which is why everything you see here has pretty much been commissioned or I've gotten off of eBay, which all in all, it's all pretty uniform in color. There was a guy by the name of Smells Like a Wargaming who basically started off this army for him. The troops, the regular Space Marines, a Contemptor Dreadnought, and the Terminators were all done up by him, and they're just amazing. From there on out, I went to Dark Bunny Miniatures. They did amazing work too. Hydra Miniature Painting did some stuff. I even got Siege Studio on one of my Contemptors, and it turns out really well. So if you guys need any recommendations for, you know, studios that work on conversions, works on, you know, painting and stuff like that, again, all of their links will be down in the description so you guys can check them out. Really great guys, really talented, and you know, go ahead and do your minis up by them because they do good work and they're not super expensive, which this is an expensive hobby, so it kind of comes with it. Now before I do end this video, I do want to let you guys know that I have a question for you. Help me decide. So the two models you see here are obviously Primarch sculpts. You've got Alfarius on one side and you've got a slightly converted Horus. So basically, the Horus one is my stand-in for my Primarch. I've used him for a while, and I use the rules as Guilliman, because Guilliman's a Primarch and he's the only one with 40k rules. So that's how I play my Primarch. However, between the two, I absolutely love the sculpt for Alfarius way more than I do for the one for Horus. But in your instance, like, should I keep the Horus one? Should I strip and repaint the Alfarius one? What do you guys think I should do? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, that's all I've got for this video for today. Let me know what you think of this army. Also, for some reason, I'm noticing that like the images are coming out a little stretched. So if you want a better look at this army, go ahead to our Facebook page. Just type in One Mind Syndicate on Facebook. It'll send you there. Hit that like button because we do post there from time to time, and we also do giveaways on there as well. So better quality pictures are going to be on the Facebook page. You can scroll through the albums for both this army, my Tau, and my Chaos Space Marines. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Hit that subscribe button because we will be giving you guys more 40k content on the daily. This has been Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.